All right. Hello, everybody. We've got a lovely best of 3 here between the cheesy mastermind who always punches above his level, or at least his macro level with his cheesy strats and his mind games. Now he's going to be going for what appears to be a was that 13 pylon? No, 14 pylon. He's just going to go scout after the gateway. This is Haas. His opponent in the bottom left, this is Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Cure, a player who is currently in the semi-finals of the GSL. An absolute monster in this matchup. And the online king, and this is an online tournament, we've got this replay from as well. So he's a big favorite here. But Haas famously beat him in a few of these weekly cups recently, doing things like DT rushes, doing lots of damage, taking just a crazy number of bases whenever he gets a bit of damage done, and just massing zealots and swarming Cure. So I'm very curious always in this, because it's number one, what cheeky things does Haas throw to try and do damage to Cure, number one. Number two, how does Cure respond to the very particular matchup? This is not Terran versus Protoss, this is Terran versus Haas. How do you defend a guy who can go so hard in pretty much any direction, and he doesn't really ever play safe? Haas is always like identifying how his opponent's playing, and he goes, oh, you tend to do this, like I'm going to play really greedy. For instance, Marine first, Haas went Nexus before Cybercore, already getting a more efficient economic growth in his build. So we can actually see how it goes, and that's going to be really cool. See exactly what happens. SCV trying to probe around. Probe did see the command center there for Haas, so that's pretty chill. Reactor, 3 racks. Nope. Gonna go for the factory opening. So Q is going for a pretty standard opening here. He's scouted, he sees things are all normal. It's actually Stalker first for Haas. I'm really curious, because like if Haas just opens 2-gate blink into like a 3rd Nexus, like he sometimes does this lately where he's like, look, I reckon my opponent's gonna be really paranoid. Just gonna like make blink take a 3rd. I'm like, this is a standard macro build, Haas. You're not meant to do this. And he's just like, yeah, I know. That's why they'll never expect it. For those who don't know, Haas also plays obviously in the Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau region, with Japan as well, a few other countries in there. Actually, I think that's it. I think that's all of them. Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, Japan. I think that's it. The players there's a bunch of mini Haases and budget Haases. Some of them who aren't so budget anymore, Nice, of course, has actually beaten Haas more often than not recently. But dude, like, it's wild. It is actually wild how cheesy the players are in that region. And Haas often switches gears and just plays defensive macro with scouting, because he knows that these guys cheese even harder than he does. And he's like, oh, well, in this scenario, it's actually the correct decision to just macro up. Like, I'll just scout, defend, build more economy, we'll win the game. And it's not a bad way of playing at all. Obviously, it's not his forte. He does tend to cut corners normally when he's playing macro against those guys. He tends to play overly safe macro. Like, yeah, he's so good at identifying what all in they're going for, and he doubles down on countering it. He's like, oh, you're doing this? Like, okay, I'll build 6 shield batteries and 14 stalkers to defend your immortal all in. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fair. So he's still obviously a very strategically oriented player. He's not someone who's going to like hedge his odds or anything. Uh-oh. Ow! Ow, ow, ow. Oh, out of position with his stalkers on the map. This should not be happening. 3, 4, oh, 5! Big mistakes for Haas, man. He's building a gateway forward. So, guys, he was going to do a 2-gate... Oh, he was trying to do 2-gate blink, and he wanted to catch the medevac coming across the map. But guess what, guys? There is no medevac. It's just Raven 3 racks. This is the classic Euthermal Terran School build, where you just get a Raven out for detection. Very wise against Haas. A lot of people do that. And you just go straight into mass bio. And now the 3rd's being delayed about 25 seconds from when he wanted it. He wanted that down at 3 minutes 40. Oh, and he's actually going DTs, but he's doing it off a gateway proxy. Oh, but the SCV, I think the SCV just saw the probe. Does the probe see the SCV? It does. Haas, you got to realize he knows. If you see an SCV circling down, it's just seen your probe come from a very suspicious angle. Cure immediately checks because he's so aware. He's like, I'm going to leave this SCV on this watchtower and see what's up. And he sees it. Oh, man. This is not a good start for Haas, guys. He's now going to drop double forge. So this is that try to do damage with DTs and then go mass zealot play. Whoa, that SCV goes flying off the edge of the map. Careening, some would say, right? Careening, that's a word I should use more. Careening off the side of the map. I'm trying to learn more words. People have said, Pig, you can't use dickhead and get fucked to describe everything. So I'm trying to branch out. You guys let me know how you think it's going. Maybe you can add your own suggestions for interesting words that I can use. I'm not going to promise too much. But I'm still probably going to be 80% using those words and phrases for just about everything. But we'll try to spice it up a little bit here and there whenever we can, you know? Mix it up just a little. Insanely fast 1-1 upgrades getting chronoed, and expect Haas to try to get a quick 4th, but because he hasn't found any damage, and because that DT shrine was spotted, he cancelled it. He said, look, we're just going to go mass blink. He's going to add a robo just in case there's invisible mines, because that is one of the big weaknesses with this style, where if he has his way, he would literally just go mass. Zealot Stalker, skip the robo entirely, be a greedy... a greedy fuck nugget. Sorry, Q's words, not mine. I'm like, how did a greedy? I'm like, what's greedy? A greedy. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Fuck nugget, apparently. Anyway, that's what Terrans tend to call Protoss players that are greedy. We'll see how it goes. Stalker's out the front of the base. We've got a double drop moving out the left. How many gateways is he at? Guys, he's only at 6 gateways. You really need a lot of gateways with this, and he's not able to get a 4th base up. So the first few clashes are going to be really important. Stalkers. Ooh, one of them gets caught out. There's a little bit of damage to those units. Oh, it's a Sanger. He sneaks the piece of bread around the backside. He slaps it down. One Stalker, all that survives of that peanut butter and jelly Protoss army, and that's such a good move, dude. The Stalker's containing you when you push out and then just picking off units, disengaging, picking off units, disengaging. Such a powerful move for Protoss. But Kua knew that Haas does that, so he just goes around with the drop, unloads behind, and Haas blinks back into it. Ooh, fantastic play there. And Zealot's coming around for a bit of a flank. He's just got no army though, dude. He's got 1 sentry. A few Zealots warping in. Oh, dude. Anti-armor missile. No, it's interference matrix actually on the warp prism. Oh, great Zealots around though. Oh man, never count Haas out. Never count Haas out. The Widowmine doesn't do that much. The sentry has gone down, but a lot of these units are going down. Ooh, actually a very well executed fight for Haas. Now remember, Haas is still on 1-1 upgrades. He's kind of eager to chase this down. Oh, he's got to do a spready. The Zealots, only 2 Zealots going down. A great trade on those Widowmines. And you know what, guys? He killed the Raven. Time to drop that DT shrine back down, maybe. Haas warps in units at home, does clear that Widowmine as well. You can see chunks of its little robotic shit-eating body do float back to the surface. Yes, Protoss hate Widowmines, Terran hate Protoss greedy players. These are the things that they do not like, but it is what it is. 10 gateways on the way, still no 2-2. I think 2-2 is very important. He starts the armor upgrade there. He's very gas-starved, though. He's had to rebuild a lot of Stalkers, and remember, this is a 2-gas style. The whole point of this is it's mass minerals. You get just a few, maybe an Observer or 2, maybe a few Stalkers, and then it's nothing but Zealots, minerals, and you need the gas for those upgrades. So having lost some Stalkers early and having to replace those has really messed up his upgrade times. He's going to go for a wild attack here, seeing that Kua is out of position. Kua's trying to scramble home right now. But he's taking a lot of damage. Now, if he sandwiches this army and those Stalkers go down, it could be worth. If you save the Stalkers, I think this is okay for Haas. Haas, oh, he warps in Zealots. He warps in the Zealots. He's going to jump on that army. They can one-shot a few more Marauders. Oh, he's actually doing great. He's killed 17 SMEs. Guys, I think Haas has got this. I really thought Kua had done so well in the early stages, but then this is the power of a 2-gas Protoss. You think, oh, I've got a better army. Let's attack. I'm 2 base. He's trying to go to 4. You forget he's on 2 gases. All of his probes are on minerals, and he is making an ungodly amount of Zealots. And Haas, one of the best players at flanking with those Zealots. Game 1 advantage to Haas. All right, guys, going into map number 2. It's Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Kua. Haas, up a game, man. I mean, his DT Shrine got scouted. He didn't really do any damage. He lost 7 Stalkers to a sandwich. Haas is not meant to make comebacks, guys. Like, the way he did there was just like really good Zealot Stalker micro defense. Like, he's meant to make comebacks by like, you're like, who the fuck swaps into DT, proxy DT in the middle of a Phoenix war? What? And he's like, haha, lol. You know, like he catches you with these things that you would never expect. So that comeback, a huge confidence booster for Haas, who's probably not going to scout at all this game. He's up a game. He's like, yeah, let's not scout. He might scout like after Nexus, but this is the sort of situation where he loves to do it. This is very nice. Kua up here. Still no scout. We're going to rally this guy out. 18 SCV scout's pretty standard. He's not scouting at all against Haas. Are you mad? Kua, are you mad? Do you like living? Are you... There's wolves. You're up against Haas. You hear wolves howling. You're not going to send a drilly boy out there. You don't know... It's not safe. It's not safe. He's gone for the very quick factory. It's the gas first marine factory, so it's not the end of the world, guys. This is the 220 expand, of course. It's such a committed fast factory early tech build that it's kind of acceptable. Marine pops, you build the reactor, so you just hits 50 gas. It's a very nice build order. And he's going to send an SCV to both look for proxies, and then he'll maybe come in and hope to scout kind of behind the early Stalker and Adept. Once again, guys, Nexus is down before Cybercore, so super efficient opening. And because he skipped scouting till now, Haas has just got a few more minerals out earlier. So they're both doing very efficient starts, but a little bit more economically focused here for Haas, whereas Cure is going to need to do some damage. Usually 2 Hellions into some Widow Mines. One of the great ways you can do it here is some people will even go 4 Hellions, and they'll get like 2 or 4 Widow Mines, and they'll just bust the wall by dropping Widow Mines on it with a boosted medevac, and then the Hellions just charge in once you blow up the Stalker in the wall. Of course, it gets blocked by a full wall off, which has become very common now. Cure actually is not going to go the commands, and he's going to go straight Starport, so he's definitely going to be committing to that early medevac. Haas coming out with his first real scout on the map. He's going Stargate. If he goes Phoenix and gets out a few Phoenix against this, that can be really incredible for shutting it down. Ooh, Adepts shading in. I don't think they saw that it saw the Hellion. We'll see, of course, the factory and the reactor, and know he's got to get home because he's going to need more units at home. Even the 2 Hellion run by can be dangerous, but because there's another Adept building, it'll be out in 15 seconds. If he does try to dive, it's going to be a real big gamble because the second Adept will do damage. And if Haas quickly shades, shade, Haas, you got a shade. Oh, where's the shade, bro, buddy? A little slow on that shade, but he's already got good damage, but he split the fire. He did split the fire a little bit, so 3 probes, make it 4. And 4 probes for 2 Hellions. I think that's an acceptable trade on both sides. It's not the end of the world for Cure, but, I mean, you're hitting the economy early, so it's a very early 4 probes, so it's a bit more impactful. On the other hand, cost for cost, it's like, it's only an even trade. You've delayed your command center, you kind of want to do a bit more than that. But, or if the Adepts see this, and then the Phoenix can track it. Oh, look at that, the Phoenix are going to go for that. No! Oh, Haas wasn't watching, maybe? Or maybe he's just going to hide the Phoenix, wait for him to come in. And the Adepts are going for that natural. Command center is finished, but that SCV is out in the open. Adepts will get a kill immediately there. I say while I'm about to sneeze, so I'm doing this trick. This stops you from sneezing, for those who don't know. Let's see if it works. Hellion's coming in on the natural. Okay, he's going to pick up 1. Oh, it's Hellions, actually. It's no Widow Mines. Oh, I could have sworn it was Widow Mines in that medevac. Oh, my God. But the shield battery doing overtime. 5 probes. Oh, my God. Shield battery. Oh. He's out of lifts. That Hellion could have gone down and got a few more probes, maybe. Oh, the Adepts almost broke their way in. 1 Adept goes down. The SCV is repaired just in time. Medevac does get on out of there. 6 Hellions for 9 probes, an Adept and SCV. I think this seems like it's okay as long as Cure can defend the next wave. The Phoenix chasing that medevac. Viking Cyclone in production. Problem for Cure, of course, is we're getting close to 5 minutes, guys. No 2nd and 3rd barracks and no 3rd CC. And Chad Gamer! Okay, there's beginners watching, there's people. This is a 2nd Stargate. He's going mass Phoenix versus Terran. No Robo yet. Well, he does have a Robo, but no Robo Bay, so no Colossus. He's just going to pump the fuck out of Phoenix. And guess what? There's no 3rd CC, which means Killer's going to try and push with Marine Cyclone, and Mass Phoenix is just going to overwhelm it, dude. This is a crazy play to play Mass Phoenix versus Terran. Oh, Goblin used to do something like this. He used to do some style kind of like this, but I think even that was with faster Colossus. So the idea is the Phoenix is just going to gun down the Vikings so quickly, pick up the Cyclones and break their locks, and the Marines will die really quick. He might even go for them. He's got also a shield battery, a few Adepts and Stalkers. Dude, this is wild. There is a 3rd CC going down behind it, 2 more barracks, but this is a very committed push for Cure, who's... Wait, why has he got half his army? Oh, I think he was expecting the Phoenix to dive in, so these guys are going to come over and join. What are you doing over there, Cure? Cure, run! That's a lot of Phoenix, bro! Oh my God, these Marines are like, yeah! He almost gets one. He does almost get one. Okay, Haas doesn't actually have that crazy critical mass yet. He needs a little bit more production on those 2-star. He could go around and pick off the SCVs. Right now, Q is looking to hunt them down. That's a lot of Phoenix. I don't know if he realizes it's 2-star yet. That could have just been one Stargate constantly chronoed, right? He's going to realize in a moment because there is such an insane Phoenix coming. Haas is waiting for the moment. He's waiting for the moment to pounce. He's going to go for it. He goes in, looks for the medevac, doesn't get it. Loses a Phoenix for that. It was a little sloppy, honestly, for Haas. Now, if he can also get his Adepts and Stalkers raining down some damage on these units, that'll be big. He pulls back. He pulls back, guys. He's got an Immortal on the way. It's not ready yet. 10 Phoenix are out. Haas taking some big damage, dude. Battery overcharge, though. Picks up a Cyclone and shuts it down. And look how quickly the Marines die. Look at how quickly the Marines die, dude. They're light units. They take the bonus damage. And then the Phoenix dive on top of the Vikings. Q was like, what the fuck is this? How do you have so many Phoenix? What the shit? How? The Liberator comes in, but that's a little bit too late. Haas notices it. Very quick response. He'll lose 2 or 3 probes at most. That's not too bad, man. He's going to clean up that. Dude. This is so good versus someone who tries to do one of these like constant Cyclone Viking Marine production pushes. I've never seen it, and I never thought of going 2 Stargate Phoenix here. But obviously, he had a good start. He didn't take too much damage. Like, it was only 9 probes for quite a lot of Hellions, right? So it was a good start for Haas as well. So it was a good beginning point. But the thing is, we see what happens when the Phoenix actually start kind of overwhelming. They destroy. There's no escape. You can't get home against Phoenix. And now you've got complete map dominance with this amazing unit for controlling. Now, most people would go like Colossus here. They'd go like, you know, get some nice long-term units. Haas is like, fuck that noise. I don't want to micro. He's going double Forge Twilight, guys. He's going to go sell it. Now, the funny thing is, oh, he's just going to overwhelm the Marines. He's like, dude, those are unupgraded Marines. Pathetic. Pathetic. I just scrape them off. Scrape them away. He's like, the only reason I can't kill everything is because I'm out of pickups. So he's lost 7 Phoenix, but he just killed so many Marines. Turrets are building. Q is losing so many units. Rotterdam absolutely wakes up somewhere in the Netherlands in the middle of the night. It's pitch black, and he's like, oh, I have a very confused stiffy right now. I don't know why. I just feel like there's a great piece of positivity happening out there in the universe. And I'm like, yes, Rotterdam. It shouldn't be a confused stiffy. It should be, it's a deserved one. Someone's massing Phoenix and killing Terran. You should be very excited, Mr. Phoenix King, Rotterdam. The Phoenix are doing very good right now. They're doing great damage. Now, the crazy thing, guys, is he's going charge, but he's got 6 gases, like I said. So, like, I guess he's just going to make 12 Archons and Immortals to spend his gas. Like, he stopped Phoenix at 10. He's on 1 gateway right now, and he's going 5 more. So he's going to go up to 6 gates. And he's probing a 4th base right now, which is insanely greedy. But because he's done so much damage with his Phoenix, it's kind of okay. I think we need some more gateways. Haas, don't throw this game. You're in such a good spot. He can't attack you for a long time. Haas, it's 5 barracks up. It's not crazy production. It's still just 2 base production. The Q is stabilized on 3 base economy. Haas still has a good lead. 77 going to 80 probes. He's going to drop 2 more gateways. How about 8 more? He's making Archons and Immortals nonstop, which is very... So he is adding good quality to his... How is a 5th Nexus your priority? You're on 6 gateways going to 8. It's more... Haas! Okay, Haas's greed knows no bounds, guys. Oh my god. Oh! Ah! Captain Rando out in the open. Mr. Random Immortal. Ah! Is he bait, though? Is that bait? Oh, the Phoenix are going to kill so many Marines. The Archons land some big splashies. Phoenix flying forward. Disabling Marines, tanks, picking it all up. The Immortals and the Archons are shredding. But, okay, the tanks are starting to drop out. Some of those Phoenix going down. But as they land, the Immortals kill a couple of those siege tanks. The Phoenix, many of them go down, still stuck there, lifting Marines. The tail end of that fight, a little sloppy there. And I can't believe he's building a 5th base off just 8 gateways, guys. 8 gates is 2 base production. Now, because he's gone back to Phoenix and double upgrades and Immortals, he can kind of justify it. It's like, well, if you're building that many tech units as well, I guess you can spend your money. He's still building 4 probes at a time. Okay, when Haas gets a lead, I told you guys, he plays this matchup so ridiculously. He's like, well, Terran's really unfair because they can micro the units. Also, my name's Haas. And in 2021, I've realized that I can't control big fights when it gets past 140 supply. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I've decided if I have 120 probes, I can just make like infinitely more stuff than my opponent and we'll win anyway. I'm not kidding you guys. I think Haas has made a very mature decision with his macro play in 2021. He's realized he just needs to have 10 times more stuff than his opponent. It's effective. I mean, this is a real sloppy chase. Doesn't want to chase that army down. He's still on Zealot Archon Immortal, which is so bizarre. I really want to see like Colossus, Storm drop, something added to beef this out. We'll see exactly how we go. Okay, we're going to get a little timeout going in chat. That's all good. Okay, we've got Bio Medevac there as well. Zealots. Oh, gonna jump on top. Gonna jump on top. Little bit of hesitation. He's gonna catch the army. He's gonna catch the army. He's gonna catch the army. Is it enough for Haas to overwhelm? I think it is, dude. So many Archons coming in from the bottom side. The Archons and the Phoenix are slaying the Medevacs. The Medevacs, they needed to get out of there. Cure, you need to pull those Medevacs back. Dude, he lost all of his Medevacs. He should have boosted those back. He needed to retreat a little bit. Cure, I mean, he's tied up. The supply has Cure. If Cure can kill all these Immortals and Archons, this would be really good. He gets rid of the Archons. Oh, but the Immortals pick up into the Prism to save them. Remember, there's a 5th base. Guys, look at the income. Look at the income. It is an absolute ridiculous income lead for Haas. I mean, he's going to go in. This is what we see from Haas. Whenever he gets ahead, guys, he likes to do the sloppiest attacks ever. I mean, seriously, like there's people out there where you look at the way they finish a game like Maru, and it is like immaculate. Like, you know, it is like they serve up, you know, when the chef does like the finishing, there's the drizzle of sauce around the plate and stuff, and you're like, oh, it's just so well presented. Haas finishes off his PvTs, and he's that overweight lunch lady who just gets a big, she's like, get your fucking sloppy joes, and she just slops this big, indescribable, gruely mess of meat out, and she doesn't even put it in one section of the lunch tray, it splatters across the whole tray, and she's like, that's all you're fucking getting, eat it. No complaining, you little shits. Like, that's how Haas finishes his PvTs. I'm like, you're so far ahead, you should not be able to lose from here. And he's like, watch me A-move into the worst position multiple times in a row. And I'm like, are you trying to insult your opponents and piss them off? Or is it actually you think this is the best way to take fights? Now that he's on the defensive a bit, watch him switch gears and take a way better engagement here. He will do it, I promise you. Zealot A-move. Comes in, takes a big Widow Mine hit, but a little bit of time for Cure to try to gather up on the ramp. The Widow Mines are going to help him out a lot there. And it looks like he's thinking about pulling his whole army home. This is a lot of Zealots coming in, but look at those Widow Mines. Now, Haas comes in, catches the rally as well, but look at this, guys. Army comes forward, EMP hits the Warp Prism. There's no real splash damage down here. These Zealots need to do damage. Cure holds his ramp, but his third base is definitely in trouble. Cure either needs to evacuate and go home, or he needs to do damage with this. Oh, Zealot flank from both sides. The tanks will go down, as will the Ghosts. I don't think there's enough to clean up the rest, but getting rid of those important units definitely helping out Haas here. Zealots find the Planetary on the right as the SCVs pull there. Cure has 4 bases up, and this big fight is going to decide if Cure can break through here, even at half the worker count, he should win. He's got double the army supply right now. Haas may have let this game slip away. Q is being so efficient down here. Haas has almost unlimited money to work with. He is up to 13 gateways behind this as well, keep in mind. But where's his army? Guys, he has 2 Archons in that prism. He has no other units. He's going to try and recall these probes. I don't know where they've recalled to. Hey, they recalled to the correct base. You could send those back to mining. He's going to scan. Q's like, oh, damn, he does have another base. He was on 5 bases. You don't even realize he's on 6 and 90 workers right now. And guess what? 2-2's done against your 1-1. He's about to get 3-3 before you even get 2-2. You're going to be down 4 upgrades, which means the Marines, the Marauders are going to get absolutely messed up by these Zealots. Messed up, man. Archon Zealots trying to hang on. It's pure Archon Zealot against this army, but he's out of EMPs. Nice Zealot spread there. Does take that one on the chin. Immortals rallying out. 3-3 is going to be done in 10 seconds, guys. Cure needs to go home and turtle, and that sounds really dumb. When you're on 44 SCVs, you think, I have to attack and win. Remember that Haas will throw engagements. The path to victory is defensive, not aggressive. Cure's instincts say otherwise, though, and they are wrong. He sees the base on the left. He says, what the fudge? How much economy do you have? He lands great EMPs on the Archons. Dude, he's breaking through. Haas, once again, sending a giant counterattack. DTs are going to hit that right base. Oh, he flanks with Zealots on the left. The Archons landing some big hits. All those Archons are very weak. Zealots move commanding through that fight for a moment. But dude, the Zealot flanked the Immortal Archon. He's going to clean this army up. DT's on the right side, taking out that Planetary. He's going to scan and repair. The Planetary, though, will it hold? It will not. Not enough SCVs repairing. The DTs take that one down. Archon here is saying, I'm going to chase you down. And once again, Haas there with his trademark inefficiency. He's even expanding to the top left corner of the map. And guys, let's just pause here before the end of that game and check the income graph. It was 6 minutes of a 1,000 to 3,500 resources harvested per minute advantage. 5 times an average of 2.5. Haas mined like 13,000 more resources in the last 5 minutes. 13,000 more. Like, actually obscene. It's actually ridiculous. And much like the boggart from Harry Potter, Haas always finds a way of doing the thing that triggers the Terran the most. GG, well played. And that is, yeah, hashtag ridiculous. GG, well played, Haas. You're a savage.